Yes, registration form. Yes, registration form. Let's try to build it together. Actually, that's the only one slide I really have here. This is what we'll be building. There will be a field for full name. This is the field, email, password, date of birth. You have seen the date already. Select with options. Here, this is a radio buttons, checkboxes, and button and button to submit button. Let it stay here. And here, what do we have? So that's actually what we all have, but we can do it now step by step. So we can see what's the feeling without asking AI how to actually do it. What we'll do first? Let me remove this code, and now what I will do? It will be my first step. First of all, we'll create this form in several steps. We first focus on the form, yeah, it will have a bit of JavaScript. I think I already mentioned in the previous class. Sorry for repetition. I think the first step we have, of course, our form. We will give it some ID. Form. We give some action. We sample one submit form and method post. Because we are sending. For now, just do always method post while dealing with form. Action. It specifies the server endpoint. I told you already. This will be relative to our domain. For now, it will give some kind of error. For now, it will give some error if I would have a submit button. And method defines how the data is sent while when the user will send something to us, which we post when on a button click we want to get some data, it will be get. But for now, we'll do only post in this course, if I remember correctly with everything. Okay, so that's it. And now I can make some comment that form field will be added here. Okay, one is done. Number two, we'll have some basic fields for basic user information to collect the user information like email and name. And yeah, I will also make use of comments. Now I can remove this comment because I am overwriting this. I will have name field here. Label. First I write a label for full name, that's because I will want to have full name here. And input type text. Type text is a standard input for text. I will give the same ID which I defined here. It's important. And name will be also the same. And I will also make sure that user needs to fill this out. Okay, so I am having something. Email. The same label for email this time because I want to get email, and we need to close it. And now if I do the type email, then HTML will predefine some validations already for me. Again, the same. This is the same as this, ID and 4, and name email. I will also make it required, and already have emails and full name. For now, nothing hints up because I don't have a submit button, but we'll get to that. Now we want the user to also enter a password to securely collect user password. So what we'll do, I can still have a password field, and now again label for password, and now here input type password. So this type will hide the characters. It won't be plain text, but you'll see just a dot, or also the user will see just the dots, name, password, and here pattern. I want to have it that way, and which I will show you soon what is this, and must contain at least 8 or more characters. So basically here I'm saying that pattern is it's a regular extension which is a bit too hard for this course, but let's say using some kind of keywords I can basically define certain logic, and here with these special characters I am basically saying that I'm giving the logic actually that it must contain at least 8 or more characters. Next one, it will be date of birth field DOB, date of birth, and here we want to collect date specific data in a user-friendly format. So we want to basically we want to get user date of birth. Yes, label for DOB date of birth, label closing input type, again built-in HTML, so it already has some features which we don't have to develop the date picker by ourselves, and name DOB, and then we are, it's there. Password, as you can see, it's hidden, and yes, we are going next. Now we learn also about drop downs. So let me get a drop down field, label for country, and now you have a select ID country, name, I just name it for simplicity. We'll have an option value USA, United States, option, and option value, let it be Germany, and I'm closing the select, and then we are there. Yes, United States and Germany. What we learned also about is radio buttons for gender field. So we'll use it for gender selection, very typical case. Like this, and then I'll input type radio, which will create me radio button, ID male, name gender, value male. Yes, and label now comes actually later for this one case. Label for male. So for and ID the same, very important. And this name does need to be the same. And I'll do like male label. Sorry. I'll just copy paste to speed up. That's how reality looks like. Let's be honest. Female, and then female, and here we have male and female. Okay. One moment. Now, checkbox. So we also want to have a checkbox for interest field. By the way, radio buttons, of course, you can select only one, if I didn't mention that. And this type defines a radio button. Now, actually I will copy paste from here because this is very similar. And now I will just change only interest here for field. And now actually if you are on Windows, you can just do Ctrl-D and change this mail to coding. And I do coding. If you are on MacBook, then you can just try Command D and then do write what I did before, and or also here the second one. So it allows you to multiple selection. Very useful skill, by the way. And what it gave radio buttons. That's not what I want. I also need to change the type. So this is checkbox, and here I also give a interests. And now I have a coding and music. And here, this of course defines a checkbox. Checkbox allows us to select two values, which is different than radio button where you can select only one. At the end, I will have a terms field input type checkbox, terms name terms, and it also is required. And again, label for terms, I agree with terms, and conditions label. Oh, and here I have it. You don't see it that well. Yeah, now it's better. Okay. So what now? We want, of course, to to have a submit button. Let's do. By the way, for terms, of course, it's a very common technique for while submitting some kind of a form. So this is a very real world example. It makes with the required, it makes for example some kind of agreement mandatory for form for submission. So before the user will apply for something, he or she will tick box this, that he or she agrees with the terms you have created. So very, very important. And submit button. So we can send the data to the server. Button type submit register button. Okay, and here we have, oh, you can see, okay, so this is required. What else is required? Email and password is also required. Is it correct? Yes, 1, 2, 3. And what else? Agree with terms. And now we got this error I told you because we don't have logic. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So now we can enhance this a little bit with JavaScript. What I will do after my HTML, there was a small mistake. After my HTML, I create a tag script, which is script is for JavaScript. So in between scripts, let's say now we have all the HTML, and I want to have some kind of, so this HTML, and I want to have some part of HTML where I can write different code. And the different code HTML allows me is to write JavaScript. And here I'm saying, okay, between those fields, those tags, I will be writing JavaScript. So here actually what I will do, this is not course about JavaScript. One moment. This is not course about JavaScript. So I will just tell you what we'll do. We'll enhance the form validation before submission. It will use JavaScript to ensure that all required fields are filled and meet criteria. It will prevent the form submission if validation fails. It will give outside of the browser built-in support for validation. It will give also some kind of alert, which actually will prevent the behavior for a moment. But I will actually show you that you can also control it and give it to the user whatever you want. So now registration form, this must be the same as this. So now actually what I'm saying find me element which ID is the registration form. So this is the registration form and the ID, and that's the ID, and this is an ID. Okay, and now add event listener, and now we want to listen on submit. So when the user clicks submit, it will automatically connect with this one. And what I will write a function later, event, and inside if this check. So if there is no check validity, then I will prevent the default behavior of the browser, and I will display what I want. Please fill out the form correctly. And here actually I also need to one moment, I need to something is not okay, I think. One moment. Submit like this. Yes, now this is correct. So when I will say up, I will send this one, password, I agree. One moment, maybe I wrote something bad. Moment. Registration form. if I get back to my original code, let's see what happens. If I made some kind of mistake, maybe. Yes, sorry, it takes quite a bit of time, but we are almost there. Okay, now. Oh, this is example doesn't work actually. This example doesn't actually work. But one moment, I'm back with the right code, and now yes, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry for that. Here actually the only one place where I could where we could, one moment, we had this change. Okay, so again, password, agree, so here we can see that when the that this check actually didn't if the check doesn't perform, then then this logic is being executed. That's why it doesn't work. We need to remove it. One we need to remove it. Sorry for the confusion. We need to fill the required fields, and actually the only one place where you can see it is with the date picker. You basically need to enter a date which is not correct, and only then this this logic will fire. That's because these required fields apparently have a stronger they are stronger, let's say, in terms of validation than our logic here. I will need to write slightly different logic now, I recall, but fully in JavaScript. But here those required fields, I cannot show you the logic. I can only show you the logic of this code on those non-required fields, because when I hit register, then there is some validation happening outside of this these fields. If I would select here this date, then as you could see before, I was able to register it. But now we are getting this extra check, and I cannot submit the field. I'm really sorry for the confusion at the end of the video. That's my mistake. I didn't really prepare fully with this one case, but I'm not going to cut it. So at least you could see some live problem solving. I will get back to my original code here. The most so yes, so that's this one. The most important is I can try again for you is to play with this logic as much as you can. As you can see, I can submit. So play as much as you can. Pick up different types of fields. Go to W3 schools to try also many different types of input elements you want, build your own form and simply have fun. And that's the best way to learn. Try and have fun. And with a small glitch at the end, once again apologize for that. I want to invite you for the second class where we will be discussing about we'll be going through step by step by dynamic form with JavaScript, and yes, I will talk about this and we'll see you there.